Hi guys, Justin White here again. Got another kettlebell workout for you. This time we're going to be focusing on the upper body. So I would usually start this by warming up with maybe three-minute rounds of shadow boxing or bag work, something like that. Just move around, get the blood flowing a bit before we hit the weights. So the first thing we're going to do today is you're going to do a superset. In fact, everything we're going to do today is going to be supersets. I'm a big fan of doing one exercise and then going immediately into another exercise of the same sort of type, a push or a pull, without any rest in between. And then I'll take my rest between supersets. So we're going to start with the pulls to hit the back. And first you're going to do pull-ups. You do pull-ups to failure, and then immediately we'll come over here to our kettlebell rows. So if you have something to do a pull-up on, you get your grips, pull straight towards your sternum. Right, try to get your whole chin above the bar. And you're just going to hit those until you can't do anymore, to failure. For the next exercise, you're going to hop off the bar, come right over, get your kettlebell. You're going to stagger your feet, put your elbow into your hip and your hand down at your knee. I like to reach across and grab just one of the horns of the bell, place it in front of my lead foot. Look up, and then I'm going to pull this bell from my foot past my hip so that I get a consistent track of motion for my bell. All right, you're going to do that to failure on that side. Then you're going to switch your stance. Elbow into the hip, hand at the knee. Reach over and get the far horn of the bell. Get your posture. Pull it from in front of your foot past your hip. You do that superset 4 times to failure, and remember, only about 60 seconds of rest between each set. Okay. From there, you're going to move to your next superset, and it's going to be pushes now. So we're going to start with a kettlebell dip. You're going to get 2 kettlebells of the same size. Most importantly, the same height. Put them side by side, about shoulder width apart. Get up on top of the handles. Place your feet behind you like a push-up position. You want to keep your elbows close to your body. So come down and then push your elbows in to get a full contraction on the chest. You're going to do these to failure. When you hit failure, you're going to step through. You're going to bring the kettlebells into the rack position as you sit back. Here, place your feet, lift your hip up off the ground so that you get your shoulder blades nice and set. Press the bells up, and now you're going to do a kettlebell floor fly. So you come open until the kettlebell touches the floor, come back together to complete the fly. All right. Come open till the bell touches, bring them back together. I like to do those on the floor instead of on a bench because it just prevents overextension of my shoulder. If you do jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, your shoulders, they get messed up over time. So I like to do it that way just as a little safeguard. You're going to hit that 4 sets to failure. And then remember, 60 seconds rest between sets. The next thing we're going to go into is a kettlebell high pull. We're going to go back to pulls now. You get kettlebell in one hand. Hip that kettlebell up like you're doing a one-handed swing. And then at the apex, you're going to pull it back, push it forward, and let it come back down. Okay? So it's an explosive movement. There. There. At the top. Okay? When you hit failure on one side, switch to the other. Immediately after that, as the second half of that superset, you're going to hit a kettlebell trap shrug. Okay? Kettlebell in each hand. I like to reach over the far side and get that horn. Lock your knees and lean your body just forward enough to get the bells off your legs. All right? And then shrug them up and back. Up and back. You try to get your shoulder blades to touch each other. All right? Up, back. Up, back. And I like to lock my knees when I do it because it prevents me from pushing with my legs and cheating myself. 4 supersets to failure. All right, next thing we're going to go into is we're going to go back to pushing. For this superset, you're going to start down on the floor again, and you're going to do a kettlebell alternating press. Again, on the floor, pull your kettlebells into a rack position as you sit down. Lift your hip a bit to get your shoulder blades welded down. Push up, just alternating the press. When you hit failure on that, you're going to move to a kettlebell crush press. So for that one, you bring the kettlebell up, take the bell by the horns, hold it at my waist. I'm going to bring it up my body, and I'm going to initiate that movement by driving my elbows towards each other. You'll feel a really hard contraction in your chest. Drive your elbows towards each other, and then press it up. You do that superset 4 times to failure. And then we're going to finish up with just a good old-fashioned kettlebell clean and press. So you're going to use an explosive movement to bring the kettlebell up into your rack position. And remember, elbow is outboard of your wrist to protect your shoulder. You're going to clean, stop, and then press. Okay? Clean, press. And when you hit failure on that side, you go to the other side. Clean, stop, and then press. All right, you don't want to go clean and then press it up. It's sloppy. Clean, pause for a half beat, press. 4 times to failure. Finish up with some core work, and that's your upper body workout for the day. I'll see you guys next time.